always been a fan of motorsports, dirt bikes, four-wheelers, go-karts, motorcycles. About 3 years ago, I decided that I was going to buy my first motorcycle, street bike, what some may call a crotch rocket. I took the class here at a local community college, completed it. A couple days later, I got my endorsement on my license. Then I decided 2 weeks later I was going to go pick out a motorcycle. Found one on the showroom floor that I just adored. Signed the paperwork for it. Came back 4 days later, my sister and I, to pick it up. She got one, I got one, matching bikes, same color and everything. We were excited. We rode them from Albemarle, North Carolina to Greensboro, which is about an hour and a half. We get all the way back to Greensboro and we stop at a gas station. Well, I never thought about the fact that you can't take off on a bike in second gear from a stop position. And if you do so, make sure your handlebars are straight. So I decided I'm going to do the opposite. Try to take off out of second gear and my handlebars were turned all the way to the left. So what happens? The bike cuts off in the middle of traffic, and because the handlebars are turned, it hits the ground. I have traffic backed up all the way down the street. Can't pick up this motorcycle because it's 350 pounds, and I'm 150 pounds soaking wet. My sister's already took off and gone down the highway because she thinks I'm behind her and has no way of knowing that I'm not. So needless to say, I'm in a dilemma. A gentleman comes from the bus stop and helps me pick the bike up, and he pushes it into an adjacent parking lot and tells me to let it sit for a while so it'll crank in about 10 or 15 minutes. I jump back on the bike after that for round two, hoping it doesn't happen again, and I'm off. Needless to say, the point here is never take off on a motorcycle in second gear. Definitely never try to take off on a motorcycle in second gear with your handlebars turned all the way to the left. And if you do, be prepared for the bike to hit the ground. Thank you.
I want to tell you about something that I experienced. I remember when I had a baby. I was a baby, maybe about 7 months old. And at that time, I was going back to work. And so I freed myself of that relationship. And so I was really feeding, and that relationship was really strong because of the breastfeeding. So 7 months, and I went back to work. 8 hours of working. Oh my gosh, that was really painful for me. My breast swelled, and it was late into the afternoon, and I was working. And as soon as I would arrive home, I'd open the door. I'd say, "Oh my gosh, I'm ready. Let me in to the house because I've got to breastfeed my baby." And so my husband, he was surprised by this. He's like, "Oh my goodness." And so the baby was fed, and then I moved the baby to the other breast. And after the pumping was finished, I never felt that good before.